Well, here we are near the end of this painting. And I'm going over all my reference materials, the major chord, whether it's a large dark with a minor chord of light or a major chord of dark with a lot of minor chords. And we did some exploratory work here. I'm attracted by this dark gray here, or what we called a neutral. And these two shapes. There's actually three. There's a little white shape here, white shape here. So they're all verticals. This I worked out in this little drawing here. I thought if I had some light coming on an angle, that would add a little bit of difference, a contrast, because everything else is, these are verticals, lots of verticals. There's only one sweep this way. So I'm thinking maybe what I'll do is I will bring some light coming across here, leave this light area, which is right here, and just darken this corner up. Now it's a little smaller here than here, but that's fine. I think the important thing here is that this white is going to be the whitest white, and I'll make this subordinate to it. Or I will, another way of looking at it is I will make this dominant and this subordinate. And I'll probably darken up the shape in here, and I might add a little vertical here to see what it looks like. So I've worked out what I'm going to do. I'm going to commit to it, and let's get down, and we'll leave all this reference material here to keep us on track. So a little water, I've cleaned all the palette up. It's going to have a little blue here, which is fine. Let's just see what it looks like. I'm going to also thin down this area here. So let me just wet it with a little bit of this blue that's probably left on my brush. Phthalo blue hangs around for a long time. So I'm just wetting that so that I'm subordinating the white. Just by going over with a little blue will do the job. The water is soaking into the paper. I'm going to give it a minute. And I'm also going to do a wash over here on an angle like this as soon as I get this going here. Now I'm going to pull over a little blue, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to key my colors. Keying your colors means adjusting them, making them fit. So I'll put some blue in, pure blue. Remember that little white area there? I'm going to leave it right there. And I thinned up the little frame or whatever it is, so I think I'll come right up around the whole frame here, leaving just a little bit showing. Clean using the alizarin. I don't want to use the cadmium because it can get a little pasty. So here's the purple or violet, which I'm going to drop in. I like that purple. You know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a pinch in here. Amazing how just little bits of color can deepen a picture. Remember, we're going for that cross across like that. And of course the paper is very dry here. So now I'm going to soften my edge. I'm liking this kind of angled thing here. I think it's going to work. It's creating a very bold cross light. And then I just sort of fade it out like that. Maybe put one more right in there. And there. It's subtle, but I like it. Okay, now I'm going to go into here with the neutral red with the blue. Probably have a little bit of yellow over here somewhere. I'm going to keep my colors clean because I just washed them off. I'll take a little bit of the Hansa yellow. That's quite a bit. And steal a little bit from here. Oh, there's a green. And we're going to need a little bit more red in this, so like 2 jugs of water, one to clean the brush, and the clean water for thinning the paints. It's a good method for operating. Okay, there's the red. Ready orange. Let's put that in there and see what happens. Now remember, it's wet, so it's going to put a little bit in there too. It's going to spread. Now as I put some somewhere, I add just a little bit somewhere else to keep the harmonies working. I almost have a reflection of the orange here, so I don't want to get rid of that. I'll bring a little bit up in here. Notice just adjusting, warm and cool. And a little more phthalo. You see how I have to keep adjusting the color. Clean the brush every time. A little bit more red. And rather than trying to make all that the right color, I just add a little bit on the edge. Oh, look at that little drop there. That was kind of nice. Now I'm working with some words like watercolors dry, lighter, major tone. It's the hard thing I find in watercolors is not being afraid to go dark. You see, the dark will be lighter when it's finished. And knowing that, I can always go a little darker in places. Now, why did I do that? Well, I'm seeing these little shapes here. I'm duplicating a few of those in an echo, or what we call a repeat, especially right there. I like that. Maybe one more there. See how that dispersed? And over here, it's over the window. It's warm, so I'm going to, it's not spreading very much there, so I'll take a little bit. You know, I'm going to take a little cadmium this time, just a drop. And just add a little more right there. It's a little warm red. See, that picks up this red. Maybe one more little red there. And then I'm going to let that just fade out there. Nice. Look how that red spread. What if I took pure red? These are called color notes. Let's see what happens to that. It may disappear. Why would there be red there? Well, I don't know, because I put it there. We'll add a little bit of the dark next to it. It's a mysterious dark area here with that little red. Maybe come up a little bit here. Oh yeah, just getting that coming right across like the picture. Maybe just a little bit right in here. Now you see the little white distance between here and here makes this really come forward. This is too dark too quick, and the paper's wet, so that's okay. Just going to add a little more there, a little more cross. Hey, and this echoes this little shape here. Just add one more dark here, because I know that's going to spread up. There. And that red's still there. I like that. And just shape it with my, feel it. Yeah, the edge is just barely wet. Now watch this. There's the angle of the light there. And I'm just going to pull off a little bit. It might just look like glass. Just pull it off a little bit. There we go. I've lifted that up. For now, it's giving it a little bit of shine. And this is too hard, the edge. So I'm going to soften that edge simply by coming at it from this angle and just rubbing it a little bit. There's a little bit of water on the brush, which will soften the edge. There we go. Maybe a little bit more, just a little bit of a pull down in here. When you have a big dark space, it's good to put something there. Okay, the moment of truth, as they say. Taking off the tape, it gives me the right idea as to what exactly I need to finish, because now it's looking more special, I would say. People give it a little respect when it's covered with white on the outside. And now I'm going to put it against the black. And standing back from your picture is a great idea, because you get to look at what's going on. You were so involved with it, you may not have seen certain things, such as there's a little black spot in here that really sat on top of the paper, and I'm thinking would be a great little berry, just to add another little pure cadmium. Just take that pure cadmium tip of a damp brush and just roll it a bit. And we don't want it to bleed, so I'm going to check. Yeah, a little bit more. You could also use a Prismacolor colored pencil, something of equal value. Now, just watch this. I'm just going to pop it on there. Oh, I like the way it's snugged up against the little vase. Another one. Just touch it. See those three? 1, 2, 3. That's very nice. To add a little bit of a darker accent underneath the cloth, so the cloth doesn't look like it's floating in the air. So I'll just take a little bit of some of the remnants that are all over the place. A little bit on the red side because this is green. Now I have to be careful here. I'm just going to put a little bit of a dark line, maybe like that. It just makes the shadows come out a little more. I like this little spot time at the end of a painting where you just put in a few of these great little accents. Color notes. We like our shadows to have a little color in them. Makes them more attractive. Oh, that was good. Caught a little bit on the end of the brush. Might soften that a little with a little water. Bring it right in here. I'm just going to add one more little spot in the window with this little bit of blue and red. There we are. Create a little shadow in there. Each time you do it, it will dry and it will produce a little different effect when it's dry. Right there. A little bit of texture on here. Texture is a great thing. It adds interest to your picture. Put my name in it. You know, I'm going to use my fountain pen for my name. Check and see if it's working. Yeah, it's working. And I think I'll put it right here where it's not wet. There we go. Putting your name in is important. Small stroke this way so the cloth looks like it's sitting on the ground. These little lines give distance to your picture. Makes it step back. Couple more little verticals. And I'm making this more into a mirror, giving some dark highlights to it. Just looking at it. You're always going to have one area in your painting that gives you a little lesson. And this was my lesson, adding this little shape when we were drawing it. But I'm glad I did. I like a little bit of struggle in a painting. And then if you skirt over the paper, it gives it a lovely texture, see? And I'm going for more of a textured wall. Could be plaster. Texture is one of the elements that we use for design.